Hey guys, and welcome to Heart of the Game. A little bit about me. My name is Kevin. I'm 27 years old and I'm from Norway. What wanted me to start this channel is basically a love for games. And over the years, I've played a lot of video games. And all my friends keep saying to me, Jesus, you play so many games. And I feel like I have so much information, useless information that can maybe can entertain you guys. So I wanted to start a show, and the show's name is, like I stated before, is Heart of the Game. And I'm gonna talk about all kinds of games. Doesn't matter if it's on PC, console, on a handheld device. Doesn't matter at all. The only thing is, like, I'm gonna talk about the games I want, and I'm going to talk about what makes the game special to me. So I'm gonna rate the games from 1 to 10 hearts, and it's like a rating system that works on how the game makes me feel and how it, if it's a retro game, how it held up back then and how it's holding up right now. So yeah, my first episode is gonna be about a game called Golden Sun, which is on the Game Boy Advance, which is the Game Boy Advance. I'm gonna make a totally a whole episode dedicated to Game Boys. Especially the Game Boy Advance was one of, I think still is the greatest handheld to this day. It had so many great games, and yeah, I love bringing my games on the road, and it was very easy for us as kids just to bring our Game Boy outside. When our mothers told us go outside and play, we would just bring our Game Boys and a link cable and play Pokemon or whatever. So yeah, the first episode is gonna be about a game called Golden Sun. Absolutely one of my favorite RPGs of all time. One of them. I have many. What made this game so special for me was I don't know. I think it's the timing when it came out. I had just gotten a Game Boy Advance. Except for the Pokemon games, I really didn't have any RPGs on it. I had played a lot of RPGs before. Me and my friend, we got the game together. I remember, and I remember seeing it in a magazine, like a kids' toys magazine, and the cover art was so cool. It was colorful. It showed some anime manga figures on it, and looks like they were fighting something. It was a real cool cover, and yeah. So we went to that toy store and we each bought a copy. Each of us bought their own copy, and boy, we weren't disappointed. We had so many hours. We obsessed so much about this game. And yeah, when I think back to my childhood and all the times I had with my Game Boy Advance, it's just Golden Sun. It just pops up there. So I put together an overview video of what the game is about, showing you a bit of gameplay, battle mechanics, all that good stuff, So I'm gonna play that now and see you on the other side. Golden Sun was developed by Camelot Software Planning and published by Nintendo. It was released in August of 2001 for Nintendo's Game Boy Advance. In the early stages of development, it was planned to make the Golden Sun series for the Nintendo 64. But when it became apparent that the Nintendo GameCube was gonna succeed in Nintendo 64, Camelot shifted their focus and decided to make it for the Game Boy Advance. Golden Sun was still meant to be one single game, but due to the limits of what the Game Boy Advance cartridge could hold and what the developers wanted to do with the game, it was expanded to become two successive games, Golden Sun and Golden Sun: The Lost Age. The story takes place in the world of Wayard and kicks off when you wake up as Isaac, the main protagonist of the game. Your secluded little village by the name of Vale is in turmoil. And things soon goes from bad to worse, and Isaac and the other villagers have to suffer great loss as the events in the village unfolds. Now, some years later, we find out that Isaac and his friend Garrett has been training hard in the ways of psi energy, which is kinda like the magic of the world, and both Isaac and Garrett being what they call adepts. Isaac being an earth adept and Garrett being a fire adept. The reason for their training is that they were beat in battle by two very powerful psi energy users by the name of Saturos and Menardi during the turmoil in Vale Village. We are now on our way to meet Kraden, which is a scholar of alchemy, which all psi energy originates from, and he is also your tutor on the subject. But on your way there, Isaac, Garrett and Jenna, which is another fire adept, they meet Saturos and Menardi, and it's apparent that they came from Kraden's place. But it seems they didn't get what they actually came for. Saturos and Menardi surprisingly lets the party pass with little hassle. When the party gets to Kraden's, he is reluctant to tell the party what Saturos and Menardi wanted, but suggests that they should go to Soul Sanctum because he fears that Saturos and Menardi have disturbed something they shouldn't have. We also find out that the village of Vale is actually placed where it is to protect Soul Sanctum from outsiders, since it's a great source of alchemy. The party goes to Soul Sanctum, and there is some dungeon crawling and puzzle solving involved, till the party finally gets to the heart of Soul Sanctum. There, the story unfolds more. In the heart of Soul Sanctum, there are 4 statues, each holding elemental star, which corresponds with the 4 elements. Kraden wants the party to get these elemental stars so he can study them and learn more about alchemy. You start on this task for Kraden, but halfway through Saturos and Menardi show up, accompanied by a mysterious masked man and Alex, a powerful water adept. They hold Kraden and Jenna hostage for leverage against Isaac and Garrett, so they can collect the last elemental star for them. Isaac is reluctant, but as events unfold, it turns out the masked man is actually Felix, which is Jenna's brother, who everybody thought had died during the turmoil in Vale Village. At this new information, Isaac is convinced to collect the last elemental star for Felix's party, which we learn is to awaken the 4 elemental lighthouses so alchemy can awaken up in the world once again. After Isaac removes the last elemental star, something goes wrong and the whole of Soul Sanctum starts falling apart, releasing all the elemental jinn upon the world at the same time. Felix's party has no other choice than to retreat without the last elemental star, taking Kraden and Jenna with them as hostages, so you have to find them and bring them the last elemental star if you manage to survive the wrath of Soul Sanctum. Isaac and Garrett escape Soul Sanctum with the help of an ancient creature known as the Wise One, which job is to protect the secrets of Soul Sanctum. Back in the village of Vale, Isaac and Garrett tell the elders of the village what transpired in Soul Sanctum. The Wise One appears once again and beckons Isaac to go out in the world to stop Felix's party from awakening the lighthouses, because doing so would mean the doom of the world as we know it. Isaac agrees to this task with the help of Garrett, for the reason of saving the world and saving Jenna and Kraden from Felix's party. And so our great adventure begins. Golden Sun is a JRPG with a lot of heart. The graphics are top-down point of view with gorgeous pre-drawn backgrounds. The way you get into battle is by random encounters, when you walk around in dungeon maps or on the overworld. The overworld is a world map where you actually move on, and is your way to travel around, accessing villages, towns and dungeons. It is seen a lot in older JRPGs, but sadly not in newer JRPGs. The battle system is typically JRPG turn-based, which is quite fast-paced compared to others. It's very enjoyable. The game also has a summon system quite like the Final Fantasy series, which is invoked by the power of using your Jinn. The Jinn are these small Pokemon-like creatures, which belongs to 4 different elements, which is earth, wind, water and fire. These Jinn you can recruit by exploration, battle and even solving puzzles. You can equip these Jinn to one of your 4 main characters and gain better stats, new spells and even changing your class. I always like this system because you can switch the Jinn around on different characters and get a lot of different results, which adds a nice strategic element to the game. You also have to equip some of this Jinn to specific characters to gain new abilities, so you can solve puzzles and progress through some of the optional parts of the game. How the actual game feels and plays, if I was to put it in simple terms, is a cross between a Final Fantasy game and a top-down Zelda game. To put it even simpler, it's a classic JRPG with a lot of cool puzzle solving. On top of that, a lot of items and cool weapons, interesting story development, and just hands down the best music you can get on the Game Boy Advance. You're gonna be like, I can't believe that this is actually coming out of my Game Boy. Just listen to this sample. The game length is between 22 to 30 hours on your first playthrough, depending if you just want to complete the main story or if you want to do all the side quests and extra content. On a side note, be sure to take care of your save file when you complete the game, because it can actually be transferred to the next game, Golden Sun: The Lost Age, via Game Boy Advance link cable or a password system. And that's my video overview of Golden Sun. Recently I've been playing through it again because game capturing and stuff like that, and I'm nearly at the end of the game at this point when I'm recording this, and I get why I thought the game was so good. It's like the story, the combat. I absolutely love the combat in this game because, okay, it's standard turn-based, which a lot of JRPGs have, but it's so fast-paced. If there's anything negative I can say about the battle system is, it's like if you input a command to you're going to attack a certain enemy and that enemy dies before it's that character's turn, he doesn't attack at all. You end up defending, so it's a bit annoying, but it's a little flaw that you can easily oversee because the whole of this game is so goddamn good. The way to play this today, Golden Sun, is you can be as I do. I bring my Game Boy Advance SP around everywhere with me. It's so small and fits in my pocket. This is my original copy of the game, Golden Sun. If you don't have a Game Boy Advance, or you don't want, or you can get a Game Boy Advance on eBay or even some game specialty stores, you know. But another easy way to play this game is on the Wii U. They released it on the Wii U store, so that's also a good way to play the game. It looks a bit grainy when you're playing, if you have a really big screen and you play it on a big screen TV. It looks okay if you're just playing it on a gamepad and you can bring it around your house with you. But I absolutely feel like still like the best way to play it is on the original system. I just love it. It's a great game, and I I take it. My Game Boy Advance I usually bring around with me a lot, you know. So other from that, so what would I rate this game today? It was great back then when I played the game, and they made two games of Golden Sun, as I mentioned in the video. The second game being Golden Sun: The Lost Stage, which I'm gonna make another episode for. Um, yeah, but this game, as I mentioned in the video too, it has a lot of heart. It has a lot of things of going for it, and at the time, it's not like the most elaborate story ever, but there's some twist and turn there that really amazed me back then. And even I before I played Golden Sun, I'd played a lot of Final Fantasy games, other RPGs and stuff, because I've always been an RPG nerd, you know. So if I'm to rate this game from 1 to 10 hearts based on how I feel about the game, and I just by sitting here recording this and talking to you guys, I get excited, and that's all this channel is about, really, is being excited over games. One of the coolest things about being a video game enthusiast, as I call it, is to talk to other people about these games, even if they haven't played it, or talking to people that has played it, and just share your experiences with each other and talk about the game. It's always been a big thing for me. So that's basically what this show is about. The hype, you know, the love for the game. So yeah, Golden Sun is a really good RPG and a very good Game Boy Advance game. So on a scale from 1 to 10 hearts, I give this game 8 hearts. Really strong, really many hearts really there, and it's well deserved. It's a really good game. Yeah, as I said before, I have so many memories of playing this game growing up, especially with one of my friends. His name is Einar, and we got this game together. We completed this game together. We had sleepovers just playing this game, being outside. I even brought my Game Boy to to my elementary school, I remember. Yeah, it was just a great game, and yeah, a lot of fond memories playing it. It was one of the good games back then. And if it's your first time hearing about this game, and you don't, of course, the Game Advance is starting to get old now. I would really recommend it if you have a Wii U. Pick it up on the Virtual Console. It's not very expensive, and I promise you, you're gonna get your money's worth out of that game. So thank you guys for tuning into my channel. As you might have known, I'm very new to this, don't have the best equipment, or not used to sitting in front of a camera, but I've really wanted to do this show for a very long time, so I hope you enjoy. My schedule is going to be, I'm going to try to make a video weekly, like between 7 to 10 days, come with a new video. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make for my next episode, but it might have something to do with a horror franchise, which I think is really awesome. So chew on that. Yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time you tune in.